Where were you born?
Detroit, Michigan.
And
3.
do you still reside in Detroit today?
I'm back and forth between Detroit and Atlanta.
And how old were you when you moved to Atlanta initially?
I just got here consistently for a few months now, but I had my son here back in 2011. Sorry.
I see.
Yeah.
And was that the reason why you started traveling more back and forth between Detroit and Atlanta, was because of the child?
No, I came before then. My mom was living here. My family is a big part of Douglasville, so I definitely always come see my family.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
When you say a big part of Douglasville, what does that mean? They're known in
It's a
Douglasville?
culture. To me, I see a lot of more like black people there, and it's like a lot of people, not only black but are from Detroit in that area. It's like a lot of people have migrated in Atlanta now.
But you continue to travel back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What's the reason for going back and forth these days? Why not just stay in Atlanta or just stay in Detroit?
My mom is back in Detroit. I got a big part of my family. You know, I'm one of their sources of income, so I definitely got to take care of the family.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it a certain part of Detroit you represent?
I'm from the West Side. Yeah, definitely from the West Side.
Now, growing up in Detroit, what was that like for you? Can you paint that picture for us?
Detroit for me was definitely a movement. Like, we created history. Like, me and the people I was around. I started doing a lot of party promoting as a teen, so we used to always be in the teen clubs, the rec. Like, we started like dance groups, and then we started getting the money off the door. It was on ever since. So I've always been a little hustler for sure.
And I want to ask you a little bit about that in a second. But before we go in that direction of the interview, just growing up in Detroit, was it a rough upbringing or no for you?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, beyond the, having to hustle with me from Detroit, it's like a lot of people I lost that would take a toll. Like, death is like, you become numb to it. Being from Detroit, it's like everybody look at it like it's nothing. A person could be here one day, gone the next. It's like you become numb. So.
Are we talking natural causes?
Absolutely not. No. I done lost homegirls, homeboys to gun violence, to a lot. It's all, I mean, mainly gun violence for sure. It's a big thing for sure.
Out of all the people you lost, what was the one that hit you the most?
I mean, no one is greater than the next, but I mean, a lot of people don't get to leave a legacy. One of my friends, Hustle Fam Marcus, he was like one of the people that taught me how to hustle. So, you know what I'm saying? We was like the college parties that I was speaking of before. Man, we had the State Theater. We had every club you could think of downtown banging off college parties. Like, that was like one of my main hustles. Like, Hustle Fam, we started Hustle Girls. We would have all type of meetings and pass out flyers to everybody, and it was just like the number one thing to do. And we saw it early, like our parties was doing numbers, so we wanted in on that door. Like, we got that door money, and then it's like I took some of the stuff that I learned from me doing teenage parties and applied it when I got to college, and it was just another bag. Now, we had the Fillmore. Like, do you understand? The Fillmore is where they throw big concerts. Like, we had the whole arena sold out with college kids. We had people coming from every college, and this is just like a movement we started in Detroit. Shout out to everybody that was in Hustle Fam. My bro, Hustle Fam, Jay Lee, still doing his thing too.
Now, growing up financially, what class were you in?
Started from the middle.
Middle class?
I would say.
I know that.
I mean, we had tough times for sure, but I don't know. I definitely seen nothing but hustlers around me. Like it was inevitable. Like it ain't no poor story that I have. Definitely not.
Now, when it comes to financials, there's lower middle class, there's middle class, there's upper middle class.
That's why I said the middle. I don't know. I feel like Detroit is like, I don't know. Nobody's rich, for sure, but we all hustle together.
Now, growing up financially in middle class, was your family ever able to go farther than that financially?
Were they able to go further?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I honestly think that it's a new generation for my family to create the millionaires. I don't think I have. I'll definitely want to be the first millionaire out of, the my age group in the family.
How was your family able to move farther financially?
My dad, he's definitely a hardworking man. He'll work triple overtime if he have to. So he definitely has a stability going on.
Speaking of your parents, you mentioned your dad. Mom still around?
Yeah, she's definitely around. I help take care of my mom. She has lupus, so she's not able to work, and it's definitely a movement. Shout out to everybody that has lupus. I'm starting actually lupus walk because a lot of people don't really know about it, or they try to cripple the person when really it's just like an immune system type of disease. It's not like, it's overlooked, I would say.
Your mom had this her whole entire life, or this was something that was discovered?
Her whole life. She has, sometimes her body has like pains, or if it's a pain, it's kind of like it'll cause her body to swell sometimes. She might look one way, another day she might look smaller, so she definitely is a strong person.
Can one live an average life, a human lifespan with lupus, or?
I mean, it varies. It's not a curable disease, so it can hit you harder and then attack your liver. It attacks your heart. It attacks everything. Like, it's kind of similar to like a sickle cell type of disease, but they haven't really found a cure yet. So, yeah, it can be crippling for sure. But I had a friend of mine pass at about 12 from lupus.
And some people can live longer than that, obviously.
Yeah. So
is this something that runs genetically in your family, or is this?
I've never heard of it until my mom had it, to be honest. I don't think anybody else has had it, but just my mom. So.
That's tough.
Yeah, it gets tough. She's strong. She's super strong. Everybody loves my mom. She got purple hair because that's the ribbon. You know how breast cancer has the pink one, lupus has the purple one. So that's how I rock my purple hair, and she got purple hair too. So it's lit.
In regards to your parents, did you grow up in a two-parent household, or did they separate at some point?
They separated when I was young, so I had my mom on this side, my dad on this side, but it was still equal time spent, So when people ask me, like, where you from? My mama was from the west side on Joy Road, and then my dad is on 7 Mile. They like, you gotta choose one. Because it's like, that's a thing, too, back home. Like, you from the west side or you from the east side? Like, we are from Detroit. But it's a thing, I don't know. They try to compare, like, west side girls are this or east side girls are this, when, I don't know. I will say this, though. Most of my friends are from the east side. Most of them. Some real thorough girls on the East Side.
Did that affect you growing up? Like, because you described this side or that side and people want you to choose a side, did that affect you growing up? Did you have to choose a side at some point, or?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you got to throw your hood up when you doing certain things, but I don't know. I always was like, I'm from Detroit at the end of the day. I love every part of Detroit. I love being from Detroit. I love the culture. I love the music, from the way that we talk, walk, dress, the slang, everything. I love it.
Speaking of throwing your hood up, how big was gang activity back then in Detroit?
Back when, it's still irrelevant, but I mean, I don't know, it's the world, definitely.
Now, your parents did separate when you were young. Do you recall what age?
Probably like 5 or 6.
Okay, pretty young.
I do remember they argued. I remember I told my mom that, like, that's the first time I ever heard her raise her voice for real. And it was like, I don't know. It was definitely different, but I don't know, it's equal love for sure. They don't have no beef. It's just co-parenting. I co-parent. It's possible.
Which side did you end up living in after they separated?
It was equal time. That's what I'm saying. It was, you split the week.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? It was never like, I don't know. It was like I'm going to my dad's house, then I'll go to school from both sides. It was like one would pick me up from school, or I know my dad picked me up next week. So
it was like that through your whole life, or did at one point?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. My dad's an awesome dad. Definitely. He still is. Definitely. Both parents.
Now, when it came to this hustling that you mentioned,
Yes.
it started out with teen parties and stuff like that, or did it even start even?
I started hustling when I got in trouble when I was like 10. I used to sell Kool-Aid packages.
Okay.
Like, everybody used to eat the Kool-Aid out their hand. I was selling it. I'm like, don't tell nobody where you got it from. I would sell it out of the Ziploc bag, like the sugar and the Kool-Aid, had the flavors in my book bag. It was lit.
This was something you were doing in school?
Yes.
What's the punishment for something like this when you get in
What
trouble?
you mean? They wanted some candy, and I was just giving the candy.
No, but you said you got in trouble for it. So.
Because I was taking the sugar and the Kool-Aid from home.
Oh, okay.
I was
I thought
like, where's the sugar going?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this ain't for your, this wasn't for that.
I thought this was something you got reprimanded at school for doing.
No, I got caught by my stepdad. He was not playing. He did not play that. He like, where is the sugar going? I'm just like, I don't know. And he seen it.
So it started with Kool-Aid.
It started with a lot of things. I probably had a lemonade stand when I was 3. Like, I always been a businesswoman.
Did it ever resort to drugs?
Mm-mm.
Didn't go that route with the hustle? Okay.
No.
Now,
do I look like a drug dealer?
No, but just curious, your past.
I mean, if I did, I probably wouldn't tell you. But no.
Just curious.
Hell no.
Some people, it starts out with candy, then it moves into drugs.
I sell lipstick. I sell girl code. I sell music. I sell, it's about empowering women. I would never uplift nobody to do that. No.
And then sometimes people will start out with candy and then they'll start to...
It's so many hustles.
Reselling clothes, reselling shoes.
Well, that's called boosting. We make our own clothes. Shout out to my sister Didi. She got a clothing line that's super popping called Dream Rich. It's like, that's one thing about Detroit. Like, it's so many other things to do than sell drugs. Selling drugs is lame. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Or if you do choose that path, use it to elevate you into something else. Like, that's whack. That's not the only hustle at all. It's so many other things. But it's so many different entrepreneurs around me. I would never have to do that. And like I just said, my daddy, is a boss. I have no reason to do that ever.
Now, when it came to the teen parties,
Mm-hmm.
You did that for quite some time.
Yep. It was definitely from the east to west to skating parties to everything. It's definitely, you can make a living out of it for sure.
And it sounds like you did very well with it.
Yeah, it started with the promo, and then I would start hosting and getting on the mic and keeping the party hype, you know. Saying whoever birthday is popping, you know, give them a shout out. You know, it's a vibe.
Because you were hustling in this manner and it was lucrative from how you described, did you ever have to resort to getting some sort of job?
I had a few jobs. I had a lot of jobs. I had a job at the Pancake House before. I did telemarketing jobs. I've done all type of things. I done did a few jobs, but that was just like another thing on the side. I even wrote papers. That was like, I'm a 4.1 student. I was on the dean's list, the National Honor Society. Like, I'm smart, so I would use that as another hustle. Like, everybody like, well, can you do this? Can you help me with my paper? I'm charging. I would charge people to go meet me in the rec center, and that's where everybody would meet. Everybody would meet, even every promoter or anybody that was popping Wayne State. Shout out to everybody that went to Wayne State. We would meet in the rec center, and you need a paper done, meet me in the UGL. Okay, the undergrad lounge library, slanging papers, and I can get it done in an hour. Give me a couple hundred, or it's a 5-page paper. All right, that was another hustle.
Why so many jobs if the party promoting, because you did that in as a teenager and you did it while you were in college too.
Yeah.
Why take on jobs when these were lucrative avenues already?
I have 2 sons, you know, so I'm a entrepreneur, mom-trepreneur, so I have to make things happen for them. They spoiled. They are super spoiled. And it costs to be who I'm trying to be. So I could use this bag to pay for studio time. I could use this bag for my photo shoot. I could use this bag for my hair. I could do this for this. Like, you gotta have multiple incomes to be a millionaire. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to see them M's.
Having two children, how young were you when you had the first one?
I was pretty young, but you know, I'm still an awesome mom. I don't really like to talk about that because it was I had to take a pause on everything that I was doing, but I had a wonderful experience with both my children. I had water births with both of them. So I thank God for both my sons. They really made me a better hustler and more of a businesswoman, I would say, and start putting everything into perspective.
I respect that you don't want to talk about it, but I do have one question, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Was the first child that you had while you were in high school, after high school?
Oh, no, after high school. I
Okay.
didn't even have sex till after I got out of high school. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No. I don't have a teen mom story.
Okay, no
like
teen
that.
mom story.
No. But no, no, it's nothing like that. It's just other reasons.
Now, when you did have these other jobs,
Mm-hmm.
since we're talking about jobs, any of those jobs you mentioned tough that you had?
Toughest job.
You mentioned several of them.
Yeah. I even had a FedEx job. Oh my God, I don't even know how I got through that. That was some. Dude, I could never do that again. I could never.
What were your positions at some of these jobs that you mentioned? Like at FedEx, what were you doing? What were your...
I was a supervisor. I was like looking over people, but it was like I'm used to people listening to me, but not I don't know. it was just a lot, I would say. I still had to answer to somebody else at the end of the day, so that's probably why I couldn't do it.
And you mentioned some other jobs. What were your positions in them?
My other job I had when I was like 16 years old, I was just a hostess. And I will only be the person to greet you to your table, but that's probably another reason why I know I was gonna be a hustler. Like, my only job was to seat you. I wasn't your waitress. I was just saying, hey, how you doing? And you sitting at table 5. People would tip me for that. People would give me like 20s and 100s. My daddy was like, and I ended up getting a raise. He like, well, who is your manager? He must like you, because how are you coming in with all this money from just being a hostess? But I was making a way. I was probably super nice and just like making people feel, I don't know.
That's not typical, right? Hosts don't usually get tipped
I
out.
was getting tips, and then it was like they would cash out and be like, keep the change. Because I was sitting there smiling like, how was your meal? Or right this way. I don't know. It's like,
People tried to holler at you, slide their number.
no, it would be couples. It was like, this is the thing. A pancake house is like a family type of vibe. So you have like Punchki Day. It's like Fat Tuesday. I don't know if you heard of it. So it's like, that was like the most banging day. And it was like, people would come in there and they would, I don't know, they couldn't wait to see me. I don't know.
Now, any crazy stories with any of these jobs that you mentioned? Did anything happen out of the norm while you were on the clock, getting off the clock?
I don't know. The craziest thing, probably like dealing with like hosting, and when I'm talking like club events, or like working in a regular bar, or if I'm hosting an event in a strip club. The craziest thing that could definitely happen is like a shootout, for sure. I was just working over Super Bowl weekend here in Atlanta. They broke the buffs. Like, I was supposed to come buffs. I'm sick, like sick. I got stampeded on. I still got bruises and everything. They was shooting in the club in Atlanta. I thought I was in Detroit for a minute. Like, it was sad. It was sickening.
Where were those bruises?
All on my legs. They still on my legs. Like, people was trying to get out the club, and I was like stampeding over everybody. It was crazy.
But
it's a blessing that I'm not hurt for real, but like, guys was stepping all over me. They stepped on my glasses and broke my glasses.
in an instant like that, does the club help you out on stuff like that?
I am a liability. I am working on that because I'm insured from head to toe. So that's definitely in the works. For legal reasons, we ain't gonna speak on that, but yeah. People need to definitely do a better job at securing the areas, especially if you can premeditate what's gonna happen. And you could see a person getting into it, you inform the security or the owner that, you know what I'm saying, move me from this booth area, put me in the top of the top where I'm supposed to be, you know.
Now, any of these jobs you mentioned, you quit these jobs, you got fired from these jobs, what ended up happening?
Leveling up. My dad made me quit my first job. He didn't like how, he was like, how are you getting raises and I ain't getting a raise? He didn't like that. He felt like it was a situation that he would have to handle. So he had me get up out of there. I don't know, maybe dancing would probably be another job that I would be on and off with. I would never go consistently. I would always go when I'm booked. So.
Talking exotic dancing?
Yeah, I definitely dipped and dabbed in that hustle.
With that hustle, did you have to get naked?
Absolutely not. No. I would have other people ask me that all the time, like, man, I used to always come to see you dance. I ain't never seen your chest or nothing. Like, I don't know. I get a different respect, though. I don't really got to do what other girls do. I'm still gonna make a check. Waitressing was super lit. I started waitressing back in 2015 when I had my second son, and I snapped back. I was a wet tender, and that was like one of the most, I don't know, some of the best money I made in my life, waitressing. So you don't always have to be a dancer, ladies, to make a check. You gotta market yourself, and you can just, I don't know, you could be whatever you want. Dancing is not I don't know, I see a lot of girls that be trying to look up to me for that. When I would always tell them, don't be like me, or don't make that decision just because I made it. Because everybody cannot handle that. Everybody not gonna be able to everything that comes with it from, like I said, it could be shootouts, it could be anything, that just the club hours, or just, anything, the drunk people that you have to deal with, just, it's a world. So if you're not a strong person, I would not suggest that lifestyle to anybody. Waitressing, dancing, or any of those things, even promoting, it can come with a lot. You got to be strong-minded.
With exotic dancing specifically, what led to that particular job? Like, why take that on for you?
Like I said, I always been a hustler. I definitely, when I was in college, that probably took a toll on finances for me personally. I just felt like me paying for my books, and I didn't have a scholarship. Even though I had great grades, I didn't have a full ride. You know what I'm saying? They only pay for so much. School is expensive, so, I mean, it may sound cliche, a girl dancing to pay her tuition fees, but, I mean, that's just what it was. Student loans, I don't know, it's just like the typical story, I guess, but that's what it was.
Did you do something, I know you did hosting at the Pancake House, right, at one point.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah,
before
that was when I was still in high school.
But were you waitressing or bottle serving, maybe, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the wet tender thing I was telling you about.
So you did that before the exotic. Do you think that was...
No, I did that after.
Oh, you did that after?
After I stopped dancing.
No, just curious what led to... I understand what led to exotic dancing in the manner where you say, the money part.
Mm-hmm.
But did you do something perhaps before that was maybe a gateway to exotic dance? So, for example...
No, I was a cheerleader my whole life.
Okay.
I've been cheerleading for all sports. I was dancing like ballet and shit. Like, I get modern dance. I had one of the best teachers from Alba and Ailey Dance Academy. So I definitely can do jazz, modern reggae, salsa. So I can dance. Like, not just, I don't know. I don't think that stemmed it, but I feel like that having that theatrical vibe as far as like being able to perform for an audience kind of derived from that. But I don't know. I've always been an entertainer. People would look forward to what I would wear, what song I would come out to. So it was like a thing, and then I started a pole dancing company from that. So that was a good time.
But the pole dancing company and stuff was after you had already started exotic dancing.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't before it.
No. Mm-mm.
No, the reason why I ask again is because, I could see if somebody like yourself was working at Hooters, or you were, maybe waitressing at a strip club, but not dance. I just want to know if that was more of a...
Nope, I was in college and I needed some money, and my homegirl, she was like, come with me to this party, and it was on. I don't know. I never did like no private parties or nothing like that, but it was like in the white clubs. I started off in the white clubs because I was like, I don't even want my brother to see me. I don't want nobody I know to see me. So I would just go out to the white clubs and make a check.
Now, safe to say this friend put you on it?
Mm-hmm.
Put you onto it? You mentioned your father.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your mom in this interview.
Mm-hmm.
How did they find out?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure one of my cousins or somebody done told my mama.
Ah.
I don't know how she found out, but she wasn't mad. I told my grandma before I did it. I told my grandma, she knew. She just like, it's not about what you do, it's about what you do when you leave, get your money, go home, and that's what I did. I mean, I don't know. Some people can make it out without having to do the extras or none of that, still get respect, get the love. I just feel like even if I was a person to pick up the money off the floor, I was still, I'm saying like I could be the janitor, I could be a whatever in the club, I was gonna make money regardless. So I don't know. I just had to find my way. That's all.
How did Dad react when he found out?
Probably wasn't too happy. I don't even know if he fully knows. I know one day he seen I was washing my dance clothes, and he like, why you got so many swimsuits? Like, what's your deal with these swimsuits? But no, I don't know. I'm still Daddy's little girl, so I don't know if he know. Maybe when he see, I'm sorry, Dad. It's like, nah. It was a time where people wanted to put one of the flyers on the billboard. I'm like, no, y'all can't put me on. Y'all can't put me on here. It's gonna be 8 Mile. Everybody go pass by and see this. But nah, I don't know. I kind of, I don't know. He will be proud of the things that I have done beyond that, because it's all about girl code right now. And he see the moves I'm making with the movies, the music. And, had it not been for that, I probably wouldn't have had as big as a platform. Or probably, I won't say that, because I've been popular my whole life. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm not ashamed of it, but we on to a different wave right now. We on boss or CEO talk. We on putting out more music, and it's all about girl code right now. He helped me pass out my business cards. He even gave people some of his job too. So it's all coming full circle now.
Now, when it came to the school side of things, right? Mm-hmm. Had a 4.1. That was. We're talking before college, or that was your college GPA?
Before college and college, I think the lowest I got was a 3.5. I would cry if I get a A- or a B. Like, I have to have all A's. Like, I don't know. I've always been hard on myself when it comes to my academics. Like, I went to a college prep school, so I always got all A's. I was mad I didn't get valedictorian. I won prom queen and homecoming queen, though. So it was lit.
Now, when it come to these grades that you had, were you naturally intelligent? Or?
Yes. My mom said I taught myself how to read. Like, I was just, like, eager to learn about everything. Like, when it comes to everything, I'm a fast learner, and I always want to excel in the best way. Like, like I said, I would cry if I didn't get a A+, because those plus, they matter on a point scale. I'm like, I had a 4.1. I think the person who ended up getting valedictorian had like a 4.19. So it's like off a little bit of balance, because I probably had all A+ and 1 A-, and she probably had all A+. So.
Now, were you the type that had to do a lot of homework and study a lot to get these type of grades?
No, I would. I ain't gonna lie. I used to just cram everything, or I would make my own study guides, or I would make the notes into a song or a cheer, and I'll be in there like, like, number 3 is C. Like, I'll be in there practicing and put it into a song. I didn't play about finals or midterms, my SATs. Like, I was definitely, I don't know, I appreciate the people I had around me, because I was definitely super into my work. I tell my sons the same thing.
Now, reason why I ask is because I'm sure there's people out there that get a good GPA and they're good at maybe not so naturally intelligent, but they're intelligent on manipulating the system, cheating in some sort of way.
Oh, no. It's all hard work. All hard work. It's definitely a blessing to be able to, you know, college is hard. College is nothing like high school. It's like high school doesn't nearly get you ready. I don't know. I went to a college prep school, so I was dually enrolled my senior year. I was in college when I was 17, so I was blessed to go to that type of school that put us in college or gave us credits towards our degree early before we even graduated. So,
Is this the college you end up going to that you had this dual situation going on with, or do you choose a different?
No, we started. They only gave it if you had the grades to do it. They had you in a community college first.
Ah,
So you would be able to transfer the credits to whatever school that you chose.
I see.
So, yeah, I went to WC3, Wayne County Community College.
Now, were you part of a certain clique or crowd when you were in school?
A few, definitely. That was Hustle Fam.
You did mention that.
Yep, Hustle Fam. Used to throw the H's up in parties. R.I.P. Marcus, man, that was my dog. I had Don Mafia and the teen clubs. That's how we was known. We used to be hip rolling and doing all type of throwing the most banging parties, I swear. So Don Mafia, we used to throw up the rock like this. Shout out to Don Mafia. We was lit, like, I don't know. We had T-shirts, we had everything.
Now, what about as far as music? What about as far as acting? Did you take any of these type of classes while you were in school?
I was a theater minor, and we would do different plays. And even in high school, I would definitely, I was involved in every after-school activity you could think of, from drama, dance, rugby, to cheerleading, volleyball. I did basketball for a minute. I was a point guard. And then, I don't know, I did everything. I was involved in a lot of sports. Cheerleading was like the main thing. I was cheerleader captain, so I did not play. Like, when it came to cheers, I was getting tossed in the air and all that. It was a time.
Varsity?
Definitely. Definitely not JV, honey. No.
Were you guys able to go to competitions? Were you guys able to?
Absolutely, yes. I was full throttle cheerleader every season. I was wearing my cheerleader uniform, because we had to wear regular school uniforms, khakis. And Fridays, on game days, you get to wear your uniform. So it used to be.
How did you have time for all this and maintain that GPA?
I don't know. I would go to school an hour early, make sure I use that time for my homework, and then I don't know. In order to even be on these teams, you have to have the grades. So, I don't know. And I was a student aide, so I got to work in the office a lot. And I don't know. I definitely got a gift for finishing early, too.
In regards to music, did you ever do like band or chorus?
Yes, I did. Yes, we had to.
Which one?
Both, actually. We would sing. We had a school song and everything. We had to create. I was in a choir young as a kid as well. My mom forced me to be in a choir at church. So music has definitely been a big part of my life.
With the band, was there a particular instrument you played, or?
I had to play the clarinet. I did not like it. I didn't like, I liked it in the beginning, but then it was very, messy. And it took a lot of, it was very tedious to clean the clarinet. But yeah, I don't think people know that about me. I was playing the clarinet.
When it came to chorus, was it a certain vocal position you had?
Soprano. Yeah, I would do alto on some days. It depends on the song, but definitely soprano, alto.
Were you doing any rap music back then in your school days?
With my friends, we would definitely like freestyle and beat on the table, say little stuff. But cheering is like rapping. Cheerleading, like you have to say the most offensive thing to the other team, and you had to come up with some. We used to say some shit like, so it's kind of like the same thing like rapping, just using your words in clever ways.
You were freestyling with other classmates, but did you ever like battle rap other classmates?
Yes, I had a couple of people that was rappers that went, that are rappers in the industry that went to my school.
Like?
Dusty McFly. He went to my school for a short time. A few other people, because we had a lot of the schools closed in Detroit. Like, that's like a bad time. Like, schools was closing for no reason, or it was just like lack of staff and stuff like that. So, and then we had a Hurricane Katrina happen, and a lot of the refugees came to our school. So it was like people from all over. That's why it was called consortium. It's just like a mixture of different people.
With these battle raps, you were winning more, losing more, breaking even? How'd you do?
It was all fun. Like, it was like not no win or lose type of thing. I don't think so. And it was all fun. Just talking shit, capping on. That's what we called it, capping. We cap on each other, talk shit. That was it.
Were you good at it?
Yeah, I'm still good at it. That's like one of the things me and my cousins do all the time, where we would go around the table with my friends, put on the beat. Some of my best friends, we always do that.
Could you kick something right now?
Can I kick something right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the spot.
Can you give me a beat?
No, I can't do the beat.
That's what I'm saying. If you ain't gonna hold me down with the beat, nah, you can go on Apple Music, Tidal, and all the music platforms and look up my music, and then you can hear it. The only way I probably kick a freestyle on camera is when I do my Breakfast Club interview, and when I do my what's his name? Like the Shade 45 type of thing. They always try to put you on a beat. So next time you gotta come with a beat.
Next time with a beat.
Yeah.
Did you participate in talent shows back then?
Yes, I did. Yes, we used to have talent shows at church, talent shows at the crib, talent shows. Yes, and I've actually won a few talent shows in my school, middle school too. Yes, I love performing. That's like the thrill of being on stage, and it's like, I don't know, I love entertaining for sure.
Any advice? Somebody watching this and they want to participate in talent show, how can they win? You won. How can they win?
Practice for sure. Stay focused. Be yourself. That's like the major thing. Be yourself and have fun with it. If that's what you like to do, entertain the people. Keep them entertained. You know.
You were freestyling and things of that nature, but you never had like a song you were promoting back then, did you?
No. I was very shy. Like, I'm glad I got out of that mode of being shy. Like, that's just another thing too. Like, just taking that leap. Like, I don't know, even with all the background I have with dance and theater, I never really had to say anything. I would just go out there and dance or go out there and perform. And it was like, go out there and cheer. However, I got a team of people with me. You feel me? So for me, myself, to like, I don't know, I didn't even like my speaking voice at first. I don't know why. I'm glad I got over that though. It's the G code.
How'd you get over it?
It's the G code. That's what I'm saying. I'm really like a little gangster in between. So I don't know. I had to boss up. That's really it. Get over that fear.
Now, what about superlatives? You know, these awards they have at the end of the year in the yearbook, like most likely to succeed, best dressed, biggest flirt. You won some of these?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you win?
I think most likely to be on TV or most likely to be famous, like it's some along the lines of entertainment.
You living up to that right now?
Yep. I was just on the BT series that's airing. I'm gonna be on the episode next week for Boomerang. So, and I was in How High too. I did Undercover Brother too. I've been filming my own TV and radio show that will be on my YouTube. So I'm coming. Girl Code, G Code TV.
These are speaking roles that you had?
A few speaking roles, and then some of them, no, you just gonna see me. But we working on that, working on bigger roles. You know, I gotta work my way. Atlanta been blessing me. I will say that. Atlanta been blessing me for sure. This is like Black Hollywood to me. Like you never know who you gonna run into here.
You graduate high school. You attend the community college.
And regular college.
Regular college?
No, I did a 4-year, and I was in both.
Okay. So what was the other school you had besides
Wayne State University.
And were you able to graduate?
I did not. I'm a college dropout, but I plan on going back, definitely. I went to Specs Howard, however, and I got my certificate in radio broadcasting and TV film. So once I felt like it was a lot of pressure when I did go to the university. So when I went to Specs Howard and I started focusing on, you know, what I felt like I wanted my career path to go into, I had a ball. Specs Howard definitely was a good broadcasting school.
Okay, so break some of these elements down real quick. You graduate high school, and then immediately you go to Wayne State University?
Instantly, I was in Wayne County Community College.
As you were doing the high school?
As I was in high school.
Right.
Get out of there. I mean, I'm still in that college along with Wayne State, transfer my credits, stayed at Wayne State for a few, you know, for a year and a half, 2 years. And then I went to Specs Howard after I paused my associates.
So when you do Wayne State, you do it as a freshman? You do it as a sophomore?
Yeah, freshman for sure.
Okay. So you get your AA, you take a pause.
No, I did not get my AA.
Oh,
I
you
did
didn't?
not get my AA. I didn't finish.
But you did 2 years. You just didn't get the AA credential.
I didn't complete it. I ended up dropping out because I didn't want to let it stress me. But I plan on going back for sure. I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot for sure. And then, you know, the baby. So I was just like, I was sneaking my baby in the dorm room. I was not supposed to do that. Sneaking my baby in the dorm room, like telling my roommate to keep the baby quiet while I was in class. Like, it was a time, okay? But I got through it.
So was the child, I guess, the reason you drop out?
No, absolutely not. No.
What was the specific reason why you dropped out? I mean, you said it was a lot going on.
I mean, it was like once I started interning and like having to pay so much for my books and everything, I was just like, you know, I need to go get this money. I have to. Like, it's imperative that I have to get some money right now.
What was your parents' thoughts when you made that decision? What were they thinking?
My mom, she was supportive because she's a college student as well. And my dad, he was surprised because he didn't even no plans on going to college at all in his lifetime. So he was proud of me for even getting through. My mom, she had several accolades under her belt. She went to school online as well, so she's definitely a person that you know, could motivate me to stay in school. She was like, you know, once she seen that I was doing Specs Howard, she was like, okay, well, if this is what you want to do, at least, you know, you still in school. Just, I hope you stick with it. And I'm like, I am, I promise. I'm not going to drop out of here.
So explain this then. You drop out of college. How long after you drop out before you start Specs? How much time elapses?
Uh,
6 months, a year, maybe more?
about a year, perhaps. Yeah, about a year.
And why decide to do the Specs Howard thing and not just finish whatever you may had left to get the
Because
associates?
I spent so much time with journalism and media arts, and along with theater, I couldn't balance everything. So I kind of like, excuse me, I went into one path. So it's like I don't know. If it was a radio, TV type of major, maybe, or if I went to school just for the arts, then, or like, Wayne State has that on the alumni, but I'm saying as far as a media school or a media college, rather, I probably would have finished.
I see, I understand.
Because I had like so many math classes that had nothing to do with what I was trying to do with my life. Trigonometry to like it wasn't relevant at all.
And somebody watching this, when people do college, the first 2 years of college are
It's the
general
hardest.
classes. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that part. I'm just going to say that they're general classes.
Oh, yeah.
So a person wouldn't get into their major specific stuff until junior, senior year.
Mm-hmm.
So those math classes you're talking about, that's part of the general curriculum, those first 2 years for an associate's.
Yeah, I agree, but it's still gonna happen. I will have many degrees.
You do graduate the Specs program,
Absolutely.
and how long did that take?
2 years. It was a certificate-based program.
So would that be considered a technical
trade.
school?
Yeah, kind of like yeah. I guess how people look at like trade schools.
Trade school, technical school, something along those lines.
Same thing. Yep.
Something specific.
Yep.
Something
Yes.
specific.
Yep.
Just curious, when it came to, I want to ask you about Wayne before I ask you about Specs. Does Wayne State have a reputation? Universities have reputations for being this or being that. Did Wayne State have a reputation?
During my time of being there, it was definitely like a party school. You have a lot of, I got a chance to go to a lot of like, we did a black college tour while I was still in high school, and I was able to visit a lot of schools that are known for their academics, which I should have chosen, but I ended up staying home back in Michigan. But yeah, that they were a party school at the time. It wasn't like people weren't doctors and lawyers at the time. Absolutely.
Did you join a sorority while you were there?
No, I wanted to. I did. But I didn't end up going through with that.
Why not?
Well, the girls when we started, the girls and the guys that we started the Hustle Fam with was kind of like a sorority, or like a, it was like we motivated each other with school, with the parties and everything else. We starved together. We ate noodles together. We did everything together. We was like a family. So it's like that was like my own mini sorority / frat, I guess, because it was a mixture of guys and girls.
Now, just curious, you didn't get a scholarship to go to this university, even though you were good at cheerleading and you did varsity?
I got scholarships. It wasn't a full ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a full ride.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. All right. Now, you mentioned in this segment talking about college that maybe you should have chosen a different school. Thinking back, hindsight 2020, do you wish you would have bypassed Wayne State completely? Do you wish you would have went to that different school you mentioned? Do you wish you would have just did specs from the jump?
Nope. I probably would have additionally did specs, but I would have started off with specs, and then I probably would have traveled and went to Clark Atlanta. That was like one of the schools I really wanted to go to. Like that was one of the ones that I seen on the tour that I was telling you about, the Black College tour that we did. And it was like, that was like one of the schools that I loved. And it had everything. They had, I wanted to be a majorette. I wanted to be like front and center, like playing for a big band that would, you know, that I just always thought that would be like me for sure. Being on the cheerleading team along with being a majorette and being with the band and stuff like that. Just the whole college experience for sure. I wanted that.
You did music and acting while you were going to Wayne State?
No, just theater.
Okay, now in regards to your family, we talked about your family earlier, mom and dad. What about siblings? Did you have any siblings or were you the only child?
Yeah, I got siblings. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister biologically. However, I have another sister. I have, well, my friends are like my sisters, you know, so.
But biologically, where'd you fit on that ladder?
I'm the baby. Yeah, I'm the baby.
Was that
Please say the baby. You hear me?
was that hard or sweet being the youngest?
Being the youngest, you definitely can get your way a lot. Spoiled for sure. I don't know. It was kind of hard to get them to take me seriously of all my visions and the things that I wanted to do young because they like, oh, well, she just, you know, just the baby. Or they probably didn't pay attention to all of the hustles that I was trying to bring forth for the family, you know. Or they might think of you too young or they're not listening to, you know, what you got to say because you are the youngest.
Anyone else do modeling, acting, music in your family or just yourself?
My cousin is a singer. Well, he definitely sang on the, you know, in the industry. But I don't have, nope. I'm probably the only one. They probably super shocked. Like, my family's super shocked that because I'm just, like, coming from such a nerdy background. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I used to be very, very shy. So they probably are surprised that I'm flourishing in this business or these businesses.
Ever collaborate with your cousin?
Yeah, I actually have another cousin that's a rapper too. So we dropped a few singles. Samuel Shabazz, he definitely known in Detroit as well. So we got a lot of songs together. We got some stuff dropping. Got a videos to shoot. We did a song that just dropped with Oba Rollin', and then we did on one of the Hip Hop Labs tapes. We dropped a single on there.
So more of a supportive atmosphere than competitive with your family.
Absolutely. We spent hours in the studio going back and forth. Like, he one of my favorite rappers, so it's a plus to even have somebody so, you know, successful in his rap field to be my cousin. You know, I always be like, that's my cousin.
What does your family think about your modeling career, your acting career, your music career choices?
They super proud for sure. They super proud of Girl Code too. When I started doing this to motivate young girls and guys and just to inspire them, try to be successful. It's like a lot of nonprofit activities. I don't know. I'm in a group chat with all my cousins. I don't think nobody can say they do that. I think that's so lit that we do that. Like, we all supportive of each other. Any songs I have, we all each other biggest fans. So they definitely motivate me to keep going for sure. And my mom seen me on TV the other day. She was screaming. She was like, "Oh my God, you was on TV!" She tried to record it on her DVR. So it's lit.
Were your parents supportive of these career choices right away, or did they have to warm up to them?
My dad, my mom, she already knew. She knew from just like the way I walk, talk, just how my body started forming. I always did like hair shows. it's like a big thing in Detroit. That's the hair capital. So Billy K-Sign is like very known in Detroit. He would throw these hair shows, and my nail tech and my hairdresser would use me as a model. I was like 15, 16 years old, and I'm staying out till like 3 in the morning. I gotta go to school, but I'm walking the runway. I had a job to do, you know. So I would promote nails, hair, everything. It was like the thing to do at Cobo Hall, like traveling around the world. It's kind of like a reference to like Bronner Brothers, but it's way more lit. Like you got people doing live dancing, singing, and all while forming a hairstyle. You might see a fishbowl in somebody's hair. Like it was just like, it's theatrical for sure. Body paint to everything. Like it was amazing to be a part of that. I always modeled though.
When it comes to your, sounds like your father had to warm up to it.
Probably so. I'm his baby girl. And then it's like, you know, I used to be super, super skinny. Like I didn't start warming into my curves until after I graduated high school. So that probably was another journey to deal with, having a daughter that's this, you know.
What do you think the turning point was when he became supportive of this stuff?
Just seeing that I'm in my own bag, you know, to see somebody from like himself. He's a hustler, like I said, he would do triple overtime, you know, just to make sure he had money or make sure he had a lot to take care of us. So I don't know, that hustling spirit might be instilled in me from him.
When it comes to your mom or dad, best advice either of them gave you at this point?
Keep going. Keep going, stick with it. That's some things that they both instilled in me. They like, you know, whatever I choose to do, especially with the girl code. Like he see, well, my dad and my mom, they both see that I have a bigger vision than just grinding and selling lipstick or whatever I choose to sell. I want to motivate the people, so I'm bringing awareness from going to high school, speaking to young girls, you know, telling them about hygiene, from boys to periods to, you know, everything, feeding the homeless, you know. So I plan on, you know, creating a new vibe for the generation to inspire everybody to be successful. I'm promoting Black-owned businesses all on my YouTube, whether they're Black or not. If you have a movement, you know, I'm linking with other club owners, brands, and restaurants, everything, music artists, and interviewing, well, not interviewing them, but just giving them a chance to tell their story and promote their business at the same time. Whether I go in there and get a service or eat or everything, just showing a little bit about my life.